Well, Jono, we did it. We made it through the Christian holiday known to some as Christmas.
Yeah, Conrad, I guess we did.
Hey, what's the matter, chicken platter?
As much as I hate Christmas movies, I'm really going to miss making fun of them for the next 11 months.
Hey, cheer up, you chicken platter. We still have a couple more days in the year. I tell you what, why don't we do to Christmas movies what Tim Allen also did to Christmas movies and ruin them for everyone, once and for all?
That sounds really nice. Hello, lovely spectators, and welcome to a very special mini episode of Film Fights. I am your fearless host, Jono Rodriguez. And with me, of course, is my snowed-in man, hoe-down can, blow-down band of misfits who are one person, my friend, one of the best. Conrad Hartman. Hello, Conrad. How are you?
Hey, oh, that was so sweet.
Yeah, I know. I'm real good at lying.
Damn, I was going to say you're filled with post-Christmas cheer.
I know. It's crazy, right? Where is it coming from?
You know, folks, normally on Film Fights, on full-length episodes, we like to take two movies, pit them against one another in a brutal grudge match with one of them coming out on top to reign supreme. This is a very special mini episode. So here's the deal. You go to the store right now, Christmas candies are half price. You can buy free tinsel to hang yourself.
God. Wait, to hang, like, as in you do it, or to hang yourself with it?
Not like suicide, like you're not hiring someone to hang it. You can buy it for next year to hang yourself. I can understand why that was confusing. Sorry. So in this post-Christmas time, it's time to reflect on all the things we hate about the Christmas season.
Oh, yes, my favorite thing.
So today, Jono and I are going to be talking about Christmas movie tropes. So if you're not like a cinephile, which sometimes it seems like we are and sometimes it's obvious that we're kind of not, a trope is like a common theme or something that you see happen over and over again in movies or books and entertainment kind of in general.
Right. Like, for example, in the movies of in the Beastmaster movies, where it's like,
I'm already out.
Where there's a bad guy and the hero has to rescue his little ferrets from the bad guy.
Sweet little ferret.
Does it happen in the second? It doesn't happen in the third one. They get serious in the third one. Well, anyway, the trope is there's a bad guy. That's not
a trope. That's real life.
Well, I mean, that's the most general trope, is that a fantasy movie has a bad guy and a good guy.
Well, I tell you what, if you're not sure what a trope is, you're a grown-up. You can look it up. Or just listen along, and it will become clear to you.
Just don't think we're talking about tripe. Although delicious,
I love menudo.
It's not something that happens in every movie.
It doesn't happen in every movie.
No, but in some, like Food Inc. or that other movie that tells you to stop eating cows, even though there's tons of them.
Oh, yeah,
We're
Fight
lousy
Club.
with cows. That's right.
I am Jack's total lack of digestion of beef. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are not your cow.
His name was Vegan Val. His name was Vegan Val. Alliteration always kills.
Does it? Cows, that is.
Well, yeah, and we're trying to have less of that. That's why I don't eat tripe. Wait, tripe is...
Kill Kenny Collin killed the cows.
And other poems. Listen. So, I think up top, we got to start with the big boy. This is something that we have talked about in other movies, but I know that there is never an end to what Jono has to say about it, so I'm ready to kick it off and go make myself a sandwich and relax, maybe have a couple of drinks, watch 5 episodes of my favorite sitcom while he talks about it.
Yep. I really do not like the big boy. They always short me on cheese on my sandwich. And I say extra cheese because they charge you for it. I see it on the receipt paper. But honestly, we are actually talking about the big man upstairs. That's right, Santa Claus. I mean, he literally is upstairs because he flies in the air.
Yeah,
and the North Pole.
It's up.
It's up there.
It's up.
You know,
it's up there.
Just look up.
It's up there in places I don't want to visit because it's so cold.
Just look up and look for a red-nosed. Look for a red, and that's where it is. If you don't see red, that means he's currently delivering presents.
Yeah, if you see red, you yell up, "Hey, fatty, why don't you get to work already?" It's not fat shaming. He's a fictional character.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, and I was talking to Rudolph. He's gained some weight.
He has. What's going on?
Yeah, well, he's been alive for 1,000,000 years.
Well, he's been teased a lot by the other reindeer.
Yeah, yeah, and he's chasing down that sadness with a bottle of bourbon and a pint full of fruitcake. It's North Pole. They always eat Christmas food.
And, of course, a bucket of rabbits.
A bucket of... Yeah, even though I think deer are vegetarian, but yeah. He hunts them just for sport.
Well, not Rudolph.
Why do you think his nose is red? It's red with blood. The blood of bunnies that he hunted for sport. He doesn't even eat them. He chews on them like tobacco and spits them out.
He chews on them like the dinosaurs did in Jurassic Park, where it's like, why wouldn't they just eat them? Why are they chewing them?
I just see reindeer chewing on a rabbit, hearing and
the deer, like, his giant hoof.
Yeah, and then they're like, look at all this poop.
and the guy's like, wait, did you hear that? And the girl goes, no, I didn't hear anything. Because
like,
you can't.
He's like, good. That means they're quietly sleeping until next Christmas because Santa Claus
is coming to town. That's right. Now, this is the worst trope ever. And in fact, this is, I'm going to do a call to action here. Seriously, if you know of a movie that has Santa Claus is real in the movie and everybody knows it and everybody's fine with it, please tell me what that is, because the trope that I hate is that Santa is real and no one knows that he's real, despite the fact that he is clearly real.
Right.
Because, like, that would posit the idea that when parents come down the stairs and they see their little Bobbies and their little Shelleys and their little Marge Pies, their little... Colin Trevorrows, and they're tearing into those presents that say from Santa, and it's like, oh my god, I got a Glockenspiel pinball machine. And the
I want to hear the sounds that makes.
And the parents are like, oh, yep, that's the present that we got them and wrapped and said from Santa. What? Like,
right.
They don't talk about it.
Now, it works if there's... Well, it doesn't work. It makes more sense if there's two parents, because they just look at each other and they could just, like most parents, they don't want to talk because they're miserable. And so they just look at each other and give that nod like, nice job. The other one thinking the other one gave Timmy his dildo or whatever. And,
or even just like...
Look, it's 2022 now.
Or just like, I guess we forgot we bought that.
Right. Oh, I'm so tired from having children all the time.
Yeah, she just keeps bumping them out.
Oh, I just mean they're always here. Yeah, these aren't absentee parents that are
like
giving
she's
Santa
got a
presents.
a 9-month revolving door at the hospital. It's just like, I'm back again.
So that kind of doesn't make sense, but does. But it kind of, there's a sadder implication for single parents, because are they just seeing it and being like, God, have I been so drunk this month that I completely forgot that I bought an entire ass bicycle and put it in my own living room last night? I should probably seek help.
This is a call, for me to wake up.
If this isn't rock bottom, then I guess I'll keep drinking trying to find it.
I must be doing something right. You passed the bottle, Jimmy.
Let me try and get back into the frame of mind and retrace my steps. Cracking a bottle at 6 a.m. when the kid's like bugging you to get up. Still drunk from the night before. Yeah. Still stranger in your bed from last night, kicking him out like, oh yeah, my stupid kid's Christmas. Or no, first you're like, it must be my stupid kid's birthday. You get downstairs and see the tree, and you're like, "Oh fuck, it's Christmas!" I guess I'm putting bourbon in hot chocolate instead of coffee this morning.
Oh shit! I was ready to send you to summer camp. That's right, I have you for Christmas because that old battle axe of an ex-wife had you last year.
Yeah, because she and Gregory can afford to go to Fiji for the holidays, but nope, not me. I'm stuck eating Grandma's stuffing that she accidentally made out of the sofa cushion because she's got Alzheimer's.
And let me tell you, it's the best meal I've had in weeks. That's how bad it is, Timmy. So when do you start school?
I'd go back to school in a week and a half.
Oh, no, I was implying that the kid was like 4 or younger.
Oh, wait. Oh, when do you start going to school? Yeah. The kid's just lying in their crib like, I can't talk yet.
Oh, boy. All right, so anyway, yeah, Santa Claus, and it happens in all these fucking movies, and it's like, yeah, Jono, you're Mr. Logic. You're reading too much into it. But sometimes the plot is like heavily, reliant on, whether he's real or not to the public. Now, I guess you could say that, he's pulling a fast one. Old Christmas slippery Kris Kringle is pulling a fast one and using his Christmas magic like fucking Navi from goddamn Legend of Zelda, sprinkling all that shit all in your eyes. Oh, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Who gave you this gift? Ah, my eyes. And then suddenly, bloodshot-eyed, they look at it and go, oh, yeah, we did get that for you. But then, why would Santa want you to believe that? Wouldn't he want you to believe that he was real? Wouldn't he be pissed that, oh, I'm delivering presents to kids and people all over the world if they're good, but it's cool that they don't believe me?
I mean, he is technically a saint. So he's like, I'd rather you believe in your stupid drunk-ass parents than believe in me. But it does get to me sometimes.
Santa needs some fucking slash.
Oh, my God. Well, he's talking to the reindeer. He's like, well, we did our job, and Mrs. Claus knows the deal. It's time to go cruise for some strange. I'm so tired of these fucking kids not believing in me. If I could get a woman to just believe in me for 10 minutes, then I'll be happy all over her fucking face. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you like that Yuletide happiness?
I'm going to hang you on the chimney with care.
Hey, baby.
The most frustrating thing is not only should Santa want the kids to believe in him because he's the one delivering presents, but like you said, these plots are heavily reliant on it. And even a step further, that several of them, and we're talking about Elf, the Santa Claus ad nauseum.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Well, that's a whole other thing because Santa was just in like the last 5 minutes of that movie. And you were like, oh, was this a Santa movie?
Oh, it counts. It's a last minute ditch effort.
Jingle all the way. There's no Santa. But a lot of these plots are about how people have lost their Christmas spirit and they don't believe in Santa Claus anymore. But if Santa's real and the parents aren't giving the presents, then everyone should just accept that he is Santa Claus. Just like we talk about UFOs now, because people like have a grainy video of like a circle and they're like, oh, it's scary. And, but it'd be different if we like went to the supermarket and, some Graylien with big old shiny eyes was like, giving out samples of Morningstar Farms fake chicken nuggets being like, kablark, blark. We'd be like, oh yeah, the aliens are real.
Right, yeah. It's bonkers. Because like to me, if that's the logic, there can only be one of two actual outcomes. So scenario one, the Santa's real and everyone believes in him. Everyone knows that he's real, right? The other option is fewer and fewer people are believing in him, so that like, oh, when you get older, you kind of stop believing in him, and then he like, oh, well, you don't believe in me, then I'm not giving you a present, and so his power is dwindling or something. Mm-hmm. And see, I mean, that's a good plot right there, right? Like you have to pull a Hail Mary, you got to do it for the team. Yeah. When you're out there, it's team effort. You're all out there to play ball.
Got to get 110%.
You got to get 110%. And this is for Jesus. And you do the kiss and the cross, and it's a Hail Mary play. And and Favre, he has to throw the ball across the field and get a touchdown, and everybody's working for it. And that's and then that's Santa. It's called Santa's Football Hijinks.
All right, hey, listen. Not the worst movie idea I've ever heard.
No, has he ever played football before?
Listen, they made like 10 Air Bud movies, so if you want to do a crazy sports hijinks movies, I think Santa is.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a new series. It's, Santa plays hockey. It could be called Shot Put.
Now, folks, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, because I don't know if you knew this already or not, but Disney Plus now has a new series based on the Santa Claus trilogy called The Santa Clauses, starring your favorite Tim Allen, who's retiring from being Santa Claus, and then the new Santa is there, and the elves are like, he's losing Christmas spirit, and he's like, well, if Christmas is in trouble, then let's go save it. It's not just a movie; it's a series.
Wait, so you watched this?
Fuck no! I watched the trailer for it.
I saw this. I saw the tile in my feed, and at first I thought, even though it's Tim Allen's dumb face, I mean, he's got the Santa Claus gear on, but I was like, okay, I guess they're remaking that movie, or it's just another movie about Santa Clauses. But no, it's Tim Allen. And then I was like, okay, I guess it's the fourth movie. No, it's a show. Yep. And I was like, oh, why? Like, it's the epitome of. I mean, this is like a different tangent, which we can talk about in another mini where we complain about things. But like this trend of, this could be a movie. Well, let's actually take the budget of making it a movie, use the same budget, but just stretch it out into like 9 half-hour to an hour episodes, so that it looks cheaper, but it lasts longer and is just filled to the gills with filler. It looks like a movie. Like if they would have been like,
it looks like a bad movie. It doesn't even look like it could fill up 80 minutes.
Right? Yeah. Like now, and we've not seen it, so we can't judge. But I assume
we can.
I assume it's not going to be like if it were an unserialized episodic kind of thing where it's like, oh, Santa's going on a different adventure every episode, like The Mandalorian or something. It's
wait, hang on.
The Santalorian. I
want to see the Santa Claus adventures.
Right?
Where he goes on wacky adventures where he's like, oh, this time Santa goes to a cog factory, or like, this time Santa goes to a beer garden, or I don't know.
Wow, these adventures don't sound very adventurous.
I don't know what to say. He's Santa Claus. He's at the North Pole, and then he delivers presents. His life's not that exciting.
He battles dragons. Good top shelf. No, but see, that wouldn't sell tickets.
Santa Claus 5, Jurassic Park.
Duranta Park. No.
Now, on to the next thing. There are a lot of romantic comedies set around Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Because cuffing season,
Cupping, like you cup your
tea because it's cold outside.
Oh, yeah. What do I do?
You always
with
got
all this
a
tea?
hot mug of some liquid that you're like, it's cupping time. Cuffing season. It's the season in which you are like trying to get with someone because it's
Handcuff
cold
someone?
outside.
Oh.
I mean, if that's what you're into, yeah. Cuffing season because you're trying to find someone to bring back to your house and handcuff in your basement. I hate that Christmas movie trope, right, guys?
Oh man, I'm gonna get into this. No,
I just think it's interesting that like Christmas movies, and I know that this kind of happens in rom-coms in general, but Christmas is like painted as, people are like, oh, Santa Jesus makes it that this time is about forgiving your exes and accepting them as being good, even if they weren't, and then now we're in love again.
yeah, and then he gives her a bit of coal.
If there's ever a time for forgiveness, it's Easter, because that's when Jesus was like, psych. But like Christmas is when Santa's like, no, you suck. You get a piece of clean burning fuel for your home instead of something more fun, but it's still practical.
And that's not free.
And that's not free, and it's practical. So, it's not like I'm totally being a dick, but I'm also not like forgiving you.
He gives you a lump of coal, but there's also an invoice with it.
Hey, listen. Oh, I may have just like done myself in because I'm about to use Christmas Carol as an example. It's not about forgiveness. It's about penance. Christmas is about realizing that you fucked up and you need to be better.
Yeah.
In the coming year.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Stewart learned that lesson, and It's a Wonderful Life. So
he learned how to be less of an ungrateful bastard. Yeah, the modern version, Jimmy Stewart's like, all I have is an Xbox and I want a PlayStation 5. I can't do impressions if you haven't learned that by now on the show.
Oh, no, see, Clarence, it's a PlayStation 5, you see.
Oh, you want me to go rope around the moon and bring you a PlayStation 5?
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I want to live again. Harvey is a bunny.
Well, there's some theories that Jimmy Stewart is the same character in It's a Wonderful Life and Harvey.
Where he sees the bunny?
Yeah, but also, because, if he's seeing imaginary bunnies, he's probably seeing imaginary ghosts. But also, when he grows up, he becomes Ebenezer Scrooge because he learns that, like, oh, an angel gets its wings, but then he takes a bite of that rotten apple, and then
he grows older into a Dickensian past?
Yes, into Scrooge.
That's what happens when you're a miser. You go back into a worse time period.
Yes, when the eviler you are to orphan children, the more into the past you go.
That you bring up a great other trope that is not in just Christmas movies, but basically Dickensian stuff. But Christmas Carol. Growing up watching like 80 different versions of Christmas Carol, I really expected to run into more street urchins than I like. Between that and Aladdin, I was like, oh man, this town must be just lousy with orphan kids that need a piece of 8 or whatever they fucking use for money.
Poor people were like rabbits back then. They had nothing to do.
They were gross.
They were gross, and you ate
shit
them
everywhere.
You kept them as pets.
Every time you try to pet them, they bite you.
They would always crack wise to hunters.
Yeah, they sounded like Mel Blanc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking pores.
Fucking pores. All over your skin.
Porfins.
That almost sounds like poor dolphins. So anyway, the trope of cuffing is where we started. No, but I mean that brings another trope where it's like, the Scrooge character, if you will, and I don't mean, because you see that happen in a lot of Christmas movies. I mean, that's not the trope necessarily. The trope is somebody. There's a character who has to learn the goodness of Christmas.
The true meaning of Christmas is the trope.
Yes, the true meaning of Christmas, which does not hold up in today's society. Like, and I don't even want to get into that, but yeah, the just like
Oh, I do.
Oh, we're good again. It's like, no, if you're a shithead, you're going to be a shithead. No, that doesn't happen.
Well, and not even just that, but also when they talk about the true meaning of Christmas, I mean, this is not like opinion or debate. The fact is, the true meaning of Christmas is celebrating the birth of a Christian deity by performing pagan celebrations that were developed pre-Christianity, because when Christianity was gaining popularity, they wanted to, instead of converting people by creating new celebrations, they integrated them into pagan celebrations. And I'm actually not even saying there's anything wrong with that or nefarious with that, because that's like, assimilation and making it easier for people to like have a new religion you're forcing on them. But I just, this like thought of like Christmas being about charity and about loving each other, that's a wonderful ideal. And I want people to feel that way during Christmas, and I want them to feel that way all through the year. But this idea of like, that's the meaning of Christmas is stupid.
No, yeah. Not once does somebody say, the true meaning of Christmas is forgiving yourself. You know what I mean? Especially if you like have a history of murdering your children.
Oh my God. I was actually sitting here thinking, I was like, man, what I said was kind of mean and maybe I should backtrack. And then you like cranked it up a level. I love it. I mean, it's just not like from a historical standpoint what it means. That if that's what it means to you personally, then that's beautiful. Find that meaning in anything in your daily life. But like making Christmas, that kind of ascribing that meaning to Christmas basically turns it into the opposite, because then you feel obligated to go to the store and spend, and it becomes a capitalist holiday instead of a charitable holiday, when you should just be charitable throughout the year.
Yeah.
It's basically
no, yeah, I agree with that.
Sorry to get heavy.
No, people got to hear it,
Yeah, man. I'm over here with my no college degree, on this very intellectual show.
Yeah, it's very brainy. My brain has many wrinkles.
It's not sloshing around.
It's not sloshing around like a jelly bean in a bean bag that's been emptied. No, but yeah, they make it seem like, this is the one day, one time in the year when you got to go, hey, you know what? I got to be nice to people. And then New Year's Eve comes and it's just like, woo, fuck you.
Yeah, and trust me, Jono and I have worked our share of New Year's Eves for the public, and it is not pretty.
It really isn't. We don't like you think you're the cleverest person in the world because you're getting married on New Year's Eve. Oh my God.
Ooh, do people do that?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
I mean, it's cool. You never forget your anniversary, hopefully.
Yeah, but think about it.
No, people still would.
Think about the fights. They'd be like, hey, it's the 31st. It's time to celebrate our anniversary. But then the other would go, no, we're supposed to celebrate on the 1st because we got married on Monday, or we got married at midnight.
And the other one's like, you always do this. And it's always in front of my mom.
I fucking hate you. Your dick tastes like a baby's coffin.
I've been fucking your brother's sister.
What? That's me.
I know, and it's gross.
The mom's just like sipping her tea.
Yeah, her quote-unquote tea. It's actually Jamaican rum.
Well, she's blind and deaf, so
right.
They can
she's
argue.
Old, so she's like, this is probably the last Jamaican I'm going to get in me.
God.
I don't know. Jamaican people are very attractive.
Okay.
It's true.
Well, Jamaican, a lot of sense right now.
That's true.
Now, going back to before we got wildly off track with the spirit of Christmas.
Which we never do.
Yeah. We never talk about the spirit of Christmas, and we never get off track because you know what? We're a runaway train and Soul Asylum.
Never coming back.
I thought Tom Petty sang that song, but it's not. It sounds like him though, doesn't it?
I legit thought it was Tom Petty until this moment.
It's not. Soul Asylum.
Oh.
Yeah, sucks, right?
That sucks, yeah.
Because like I was like, oh, I really like this song because I really like Tom Petty, and then I found out it was Soul Asylum, and I was like, I'm not going to listen to this song anymore.
Just out of principle of not liking Soul Asylum. And then someone says, but you do like it because you like that song. Man, fuck you.
Yeah, but only if he sang it. You know? It's like when you listen to another Tom Petty sound-alike guy, you know, like Bob Dylan or Lou Reed. It's like...
Lou Reed?
It's like, I don't like them.
Lou Reed okay.
So anyway, speaking of not getting off track, I wanted to go back to, we talked about rom-coms, and that happens in, like, I mean, if you do not subscribe to the Hallmark Channel, then you are in luck.
I was about to correct you for funnies to be like, you mean ascribe? And then you were like, to the Hallmark Channel. And I was like, oh, I should not have jumped the gun on you like that.
Now, this happens a lot in Hallmark movies. I mean, it happens a lot in general, but like Hallmark seems to like crank these out. Like, you know, when they do it's 12 Days of Christmas, Hallmark seems to release, they double down on that and they go, here's the 24 movies of Christmas. And it's a fresh 24 movies every year. And it's like the same shit. It's like,
yep.
Oh, you know, a spunky girl who's like trying to get her head on straight, but whoops, she keeps slipping on the ice in front of the guy who goes, hey, I'm an eligible bachelor who, you know, who's going to be moving to England.
I may not make much money, but I do save puppies for a living.
Or they're a secret prince who doesn't want to be a prince anymore.
Oh, I'm just a lowly puppy saver in it. I'm definitely not a prince. Oh, my accent? Yeah, it's Queen's. Not the Queen like England. I mean like New York.
Like the New York Queen.
I mean regular York. No, it's the New York.
I'm sorry, what was your name? And then they're like, you know, oh my goodness, this guy. Or it's the other way where they meet each other and he's just kind of, you know, he's kind of boorish, you know, and she's like, there's no way I will fall for this guy. And then they fall for it. Oh my God, what?
Oh, I saw you giving that Christmas present to that sad, and it made me realize you're not just a hockey player guy. You're actually my soulmate. Well, we've been on a wild ride this Christmas.
I thought you were a bad, but it turns out you're a glad. Let's get married.
When I said glad, I meant trash bag. Just kidding. I'm Zooey Deschanel. I'm so quirky.
And I'm Hugh Hefner. No, wait, Hugh Grant.
I was like, first of all, he's dead, but second of all...
Oh my God, can you imagine Hugh Hefner in like a holiday rom-com?
Well, honey, I love you, but you'll still never be enough for me.
No, he has like 6 meet cutes on the same day.
Yeah, spelled M-E-A-T. That's how he treated women. Oh shit.
But yeah, it's always Dylan McDermott or Hugh Grant. Or...
It's always some like unbelievably attractive man. Yeah. And they're like, this guy seems like a loser. Meanwhile, Colin Firth is like standing there making a puppy dog face with his chiseled fucking jawline, being like, yes, I'm just a lowly surgeon general. I'll never be enough for you, ma'am, who owns your own dress shop in a bad part of town.
So you're describing Beauty and the Beast or something.
Little town.
But yeah, it's like, it's so dumb. And when they rarely pull it off, it's by the sheer just like lightning in a bottle. Like Love Actually is pretty good.
I hate that movie.
It's pretty.
I hate that movie.
But they use cue cards or whatever.
I know. It almost made me happy when he died in Walking Dead just because I hated him in that movie so much.
I thought you were going to say because you hated him in Walking Dead.
That would have been better. He's a good actor. I just don't like that movie. And also Hans Gruber's in that movie.
Yeah, everybody's in that fucking movie.
I know. That's one of the reasons why I hate it. They're like, listen, let's just throw stars at. They're throwing stars. Now the Four Christmases. No. Because like they try to double down and go, here's 2 romance comedies in one, and you're getting bang for your buck. And then you go there and it's like, yeah, this is not even half a movie. Yeah,
I want my money back, AMC. It's just it's old hat, you know. And then you have what was that movie, that dragon lady from HBO show that the Throne Games. What was it called? It was called Christmas Heart. It was named after the George Michael song. Last Christmas. I was like, just think of the first
Christmas
word.
Heart.
Last Christmas. Yeah. And like, by the way, they play that song like 900 times in the movie. And the idea, can I spoil the movie for you?
Yeah, I think that the movie does a good job of spoiling itself. So you go right ahead.
In the song that the movie is based on.
Last
basically.
Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. Next year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Exactly. So this guy, their meet cute is like, oh, whatever. He's handsome, and she's like, I'm trying to be a dressmaker. I think that's literally. Oh no, she works like in a Christmas shop, which.
It'd be awesome
Okay,
if you're like, oh, wait, no, actually, she's a marketing manager for an ad company.
No, but it turns out, like, I'll give it to him for having a little twist in it. It turned out he was a ghost the whole time. Oh, my God.
Oh, gross.
Because he died.
She's getting that cold-ass dick.
He died, and his heart went to her because she needed a heart transplant, which I don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Would that work? Would a man of his size, well, it doesn't matter. Would a man's heart go in a little lady's heart?
Hey, they sometimes say that men have the heart of a lion, so if you can transplant the shaving king of the jungle.
Well, maybe on the black market, you can get a lion's heart.
Well, I don't have any human hearts right now, but how would you feel about a lion?
Yeah, be king of the jungle, right?
It'll fit you as well as you'd expect it to.
Yeah. $50.
Yeah, she got a male. I don't know, because I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to go ahead and say for a million other reasons that doesn't make sense. You know that old Christmas trope of you getting a heart of the opposite gender and then you find yourself with strange desires?
And then, that's kind of like the movie Body Parts, where the guy gets an arm transplant or whatever, and it turns out it's the arm from a serial killer, and so it like wants to kill
That's
people.
Idle Hands.
Well, that was at the time, modern remake of it. Although, no, he didn't get someone else's hand, though. He just got possessed. Right? I hate that Christmas trope, too, whenever there's a possessed hand.
Yes, my least favorite Christmas trope is possessed hands.
What if you accidentally ate a Santa Claus? Would you turn into a Santa Claus? There's a trope I can get behind.
Here's a trope that's happened in 2 movies over the past 2 years, and that's that Santa is a badass. But I hate it.
But he kind of wasn't.
Yeah, but he also wasn't.
He was just an asshole. That doesn't translate. You have to be charming. Like, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, he's a badass, but it's like, oh, wow, I like him. He's charming.
How about the dad being a fucking selfish idiot who doesn't give a shit about anything and forgets everything about his kid because, he's going to go to work.
Oh, yeah, he's got to put food on the table. Oh, that sucks.
Don't forget, you're my number one customer. And then, the Santa Claus dad is like, yeah, come on in. And he sets the turkey on fire. And then he, is like, whatever, here's your stupid presents. I'm Santa Claus now.
I'm Santa Claus, you stupid kid.
Yeah, I guess you can ride in this sleigh that I don't even want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Jack Skellington is like, I forgot the Christmas presents for Halloween Town.
Well,
because I'm so busy working on Christmas time.
Well, the Christmas presents were the friends you made along the way, which is very true.
I forgot the gifts. I forgot the gifts.
Here comes hollow gifts, because there's none in there. There's hollow gifts.
Oh, like Hollow Man, my favorite Christmas movie. It's about a dad who's hollow inside because he doesn't get presents for his kids.
Well, he's called that as a nickname because his heart is so small that you think he's hollow until his heart grows 3 times its size, which is still not that big because it started out like pea-sized.
I like that if the Grinch's heart grew 3 times its size, he would just instantly die. Heart failure. And that was the day the Grinch died and Whoville's problems were all over.
The evil troll was completely eradicated.
So when it's like the Grinch was cutting the roast beast, that's like his like, you know, when you die, your brain gets DMT and you like see the light and you're like, oh, cool, I'm happy now. That's
I do know that.
Yeah. That's his moment.
Oh, yeah.
That's his blue tunnel to heaven moment.
Like a Jacob's Ladder situation.
Yeah, that's right.
The Grinch's Ladder.
Now that's the gritty Christmas movie we need, Grinch's Ladder. We all know the ending already, though.
Oh, man, they did do a movie called The Mean One about the Grinch, like a horror, you know, like the Pooh and the Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, like Blood and Honey.
Yeah, and I couldn't even finish the trailer. It looked. I'm just so over these horror remakes of innocent properties.
Yeah,
it works in like Banana Split's movie because it's like I could see a Muppets horror movie because it's like, well, because like, you know, they're kind of towing the line. They're like rude. They act like adults.
Cool but rude.
But Winnie the Pooh, like, there's nothing about anything Winnie the Pooh related that's like, you know what I mean? I'm not even a prude, but it's like,
yeah, no, I get it.
And I'm not even a fan. It's just, I mean, I could see SpongeBob having a gritty horror before Winnie the Pooh. It's like
SpongeBob basically is like a surreal
or
horror.
Mickey Mouse I could see being horror, but that's only because of Suicide
Escape
Mouse.
from Tomorrow.
And Escape from Tomorrow. But like, yeah, just bother those other properties. God.
Why don't we have? How has no one done Rudolph the Dead-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh, I'm sure that's a thing. That's got to be.
No, it's a procedural drama where Rudolph sniffs out corpses.
He's a cadaver sniffing reindeer.
That's right. Santa, I'd love to lead the sleigh, but there's a lot of other slayings that I need to sniff out, if you know what I mean.
Now
if you know what I mean, it's your job. You don't need to like nudge me.
If you knows what I mean. There's a reason. Now you know the reason why it's red.
Oh, how about this, Jono?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any Christmas movie or Christmas tropes you like?
No.
Well, folks, that's some of our takes on holiday tropes. You know, holiday snopes. It's real. And
holiday gropes.
Don't let your uncle give you holiday gropes.
I don't care if he is in a Santa costume. Not okay, Uncle Lenny.
I won't tell anyone if you're naughty this year. Uncle John, you've got vomit in your fake beard that you have set on the table next to you.
Yeah, I'm saving it for later.
Hey, you know what? You don't have to agree with our takes. You don't have to love our takes. But you can just holler at us and tell us what you think. battles@filmfightspodcast.com. Holler at us on social media. Film Fights Podcast, both on Instagram and on Facebook. Rate and subscribe our show, you silly goose, wherever you're listening to us right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and from the bottom of our hearts, even though we are a couple of sillies and we like to make a lot of sillies, I hope that you all had a very safe and happy holidays and continue that, please.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed our hot takes during this cold area season times where it's cold. And what better time to be hot than with being angered by our opinions? And that's what we're really trying to say. They're just opinions. That's all, and they're fun and they're great. And they're not, though, so don't really listen to. But, Connor, what am I trying to say here?
Bye! Don't you hate it how Jesus is always like, didn't you get me something for my birthday?
Why don't they dress up as Jesus? Mall Jesus.
Yeah, it just sounds like we're working on our Type 5.
It's like you want to say, wouldn't it be weird if there was a mall Jesus? But also, that kind of wouldn't be weird at all, right? Like, wouldn't that be normal?
The other religions are represented, like there's a Mohammed.
A Mohammed?
Yeah. That's the only God mall pun I could think of.
And then a Kwan's mall.
Kwan's mall.
I don't know who the Hanukkah guy. Hanukkah man. Hanukkah. Who are you going to Hanukkah? All right, anyway. What were we talking about? All right.